In this video, we will learn how to add or subtract radicals. For that, we have the following steps. First, we simplify the radical in each term. Then we have to treat radicals like they are variables. So we can combine only the terms with similar radicals. Let's consider some examples. Let's say we have 5 times 5 square root of 8 minus 4 square root of 2 plus square root of 12. First, let's simplify the radical in each term. Okay, square root of 8. We know that 8 is 4 times 2. By the way, let's copy 5. Okay, so again, 8 is 4 times 2. So we can get the square root of 4, that is 2. And inside the radical sign, we have another 2. Minus, we cannot simplify the second term further, so let's just copy that. Minus 4 times the square root of 2 plus the square root of 12. We know that 12 is 4 times 3, and we can get the square root of 4, that is 2, times, inside the radical sign, is the number 3. Let's simplify the terms, rather the first term. 5 times 2 is 10 times the square root of 2, and copy the remaining terms. Now the question is, which terms can we combine? Since only the first and second terms have the square root of 2, we can combine only the first and second terms, because the third term has a different radical, that is the square root of 3. So let's simplify the first and second terms. 10 minus 4, that is 6, and copy the square root of 2, plus we copy the third term, 2 times the square root of 3. Second example, let's say we have to get the square root of 32 plus square root of 75 minus square root of 50. So first, let's simplify the radical in each term. Sorry. Okay, we know that 32 is 8, rather 32 is 16 times 2. So the square root of 16 is 4, and inside the radical sign we still have 2 plus 75, square root of 75. 75 is 25 times 3. 25 is, rather the square root of 25 is 5 times the square root of, inside the radical sign we have 3. Minus, how about the square root of 50? 50 is 25 times 2. And the square root of 25 is 5 times the square root of, inside the radical sign we have 2. Now, which terms can we combine? Of course, the first and the third terms, because they both have the square root of 2, whereas the second term has the square root of 3. So, if we combine the first and third terms, we have 4 minus 5, that's negative 1 times the square root of 2. Well, actually, that is the second term here. So, negative 1 times the square root of 2, or minus square root of 2. And then we copy the second term, 5 times the square root of 3. Lastly, we have the cube root of 125 plus 5 times the cube root of 2 minus the cube root of 16. First, let's simplify the radical in each term. Okay, we know that 125 is 5 times 5 times 5. Therefore, the cube root of 125 is 5. Plus, we cannot simplify the second term further, so let's copy that. Minus the cube root of 16. We know that 16 is 8 times 2. Okay, and 8 is 2 times 2 times 2. Therefore, the cube root of 8 is 2 times the cube root of the remaining 2. So we have 2 inside the radical sign. Next question. The question is, which terms can we combine? Of course, we can combine only the second and third terms because they both have cube root of 2. Whereas the first term is only the number 5. It doesn't have any radical. So let's copy the number 5 plus 5 minus 2 is 3, so plus 3, then we copy the cube root of 2. If you have any question, please leave a comment.